How much does it cost to create a great business website? We're going to go through and talk about 5 specific things you should keep in mind. As entrepreneurs and business owners, we know that if we have a clear plan, anything becomes possible. And if you can have a clear plan, a clear process to create that plan, and a way to create clarity with your partner or spouse, you can drive to amazing heights. All right, so if you're looking at starting a business website, main question is, how much does it cost? And the reality is it can cost as little as $75 all the way up to however much you want to spend. People have spent unfathomable amounts of money on websites. The key things are you have to buy the domain. You can go to GoDaddy.com, type it in, you can find that. You're going to need to host the domain, place to let it sit, and then you have to create the site itself that it sits on, and you're going to have your regular maintenance with that. A whole bunch of nuances and things go into that, but you can do an automated website tool yourself, and usually within an hour or two have something that comes out and you have a website. But the main questions you should be considering are these 5 questions. Number 1, what is the purpose of the website? Why are you creating it? Number 2, what are the actions you want somebody to take when they're on the website? 3, what are the outcomes you provide, you or your service provide? 4, do you have testimonials or any sort of social proof? And 5, how are people going to find this website? We'll hit each one of those fairly quick. So the first one is, what is the purpose of the website? Most websites are for all intents and purposes, a business card. It's a place for people to learn about you, what you offer, what your services are, and ideally maybe some outcomes that you can provide. But you want to think about, sorry about the cough, think about what are the pieces you're looking for, what actions do you want somebody to do there. If you're looking for them to buy, it's going to be a very different type of website, and that can be much, much more expensive. Shopping carts and funnels built in, and a variety of other tools. Are you looking for people to just find you and learn about you? And as such, ideally you just want to capture their emails and then you'll put them into a drip campaign. Different purpose. Or are you using this strictly as a tool for people to get introduced to who you are and what you do? So first off, being really clear on what the purpose of the website is going to be is a starting point. It's going to really impact how much the website costs. The second thing are, what actions do you want somebody to take when they're on that website? Like I said, if you're just trying to capture names and numbers, well, how do you get somebody to leave their email? How do you get somebody to maybe reach out to you and say, ask for more? But think about, what are the actions you want somebody to take? Because the last thing you want to do is put a whole bunch of information about yourself when really you need to have a call to action where people are trying to get a hold of you earlier or sooner. Usually with websites anymore, less is more. But what is the image? What is the imagery? What is the feeling? What are the things you want around that to get people to move forward? But be very, very clear, what are the actions you want to have? Now, the third thing are, what are the outcomes your product or service provides? This is an area that most people screw up, and they should invest more time in thinking about, what are the outcomes I provide? My service, my action, my step, whatever it is. Talk to people more about what they're going to get, what it looks like, what amazing looks like after they've worked with you, your product or your service, and show and highlight that. That's going to be the kind of thing that amplifies those. Then, after you've done that, after you've shown outcomes, you can go through and talk about process, or you can show process or steps or procedures or the things that make you special. But usually people buy the outcome first, not the process. But most people want to sell the process, not the outcome. All right, so the fourth thing is do you have some form of testimonials or other sort of social proof? It's roughly 70% plus of people trust, implicit or trust somewhat or completely, opinions of others. Think about this. If you've bought something on Amazon, do you buy the thing that has 4 bad reviews, or do you buy the thing that has 4,000 positive reviews? Even if you don't know those people, the likelihood is that there's some positive that's come out of that. So if you can have testimonials that people can relate to with specific questions being answered, showing the outcomes that you've provided, providing actions that say, hey, if you'd like to learn more, connect here. This fits for you, buy here. Have those action steps in there. But having some form of testimonial or social proof on your website can help you, and it'll help people when you're trying to get them to drive to take those actions. And then lastly, and this is a huge kettle of fish all on its own, is how are people going to find this site? So let's say hypothetically, you're a landscaping company. Very simple. They need to know who you are, that you're bonded, because they want to make sure that you're not going to screw anything up, and show beautiful outcomes of what's happened. Get some testimonials, you put those in there. But how are people going to find it? Well, you may be able to do something like Google AdWords. You may be able to work your way up from an SEO, search engine optimization standpoint, but that's a big challenge and it's usually very expensive. It takes a lot of energy to do well. You can buy your way onto Google Ads, where you pay, but you're going to be competing with others, but at least you come up as a promoted search on the search engines. Or you may be able to go non-traditional routes, where you send out direct mail, but you send people to your website. I've seen people go and put flyers on doors, for that landscaping company. It's not ideal, but it can help people. And then when they go, it's like, oh, then they can go to the website. But thinking about that, because that's also going to contribute to defining what type of site you want. What was the original purpose of your site? What are the actions you want? Excuse me. What are the actions you want somebody to take? What are the outcomes that you provide? What are the testimonials and social proof you have? And then how are those people going to follow? When you do that, it's going to help you clearly define what the needs are, and then based on that, you'll be able to start to smoke out what the costs are to build that website. So ideally, you found some value. Please feel free to go to our website, aspiringsolopreneur.com. We talk more about marketing, how to build teams of advisors, very carefully and strategically build your business plan so that when you get ready to jump, you know it's going to be great. Thank you very much for watching us. Please subscribe. If you have questions, leave a message. Thanks. Keep smiling.